friends, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Diane, and in today's video we are going to be doing a full face of makeup, all drugstore. So these are my current drugstore favorites, my go-to, my tried and true. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get made up. First up, all my morning skincare is already done, so that is out of the way. The skin is prepped and ready to go. So my first step is primer, of course. And at the drugstore, I am liking this Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm. And I still have the e.l.f. one as well. I just really like the consistency of this one better. Actually, Emily Noel, she mentioned it in one of her videos, and of course I automatically picked it up. And then I just fell in love with this one. It just feels different coming out. It's very, very creamy, as you can tell. I really love this product. Now this is supposed to be a dupe for the Tatcha primer. Next up we have foundation, and I am going in with the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. And I'm just gonna do, honestly, not even a full pump. If I need more, I'll put more on, but most of the time, just a little bit under one pump will work for me. I forgot a beauty blender over here, so I'm just gonna use a brush. I don't feel like dampening my beauty sponge right now. I like the way a beauty blender works with this foundation or CC cream. However, I was just being lazy, I guess. Because I do like that finish better than with a brush, with this specific product. As you can tell, I leave the eyes. I don't put any foundation there ever. I go in with concealer on that, and the less product you put in this eye area will help with those fine lines. Like, it will help with the creasing of any sort of product if you put too much there. If you have any sort of fine lines and wrinkles, it will really accentuate that. So the less product, the better. Next product, I'm gonna go in with these Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I'm gonna spot correct with the number 25. That is medium, and then number 15 light for my under eye. I'm gonna spot conceal in number 25 with any blemishes on the face, and then underneath the eye, I'm gonna use 15 light. What I love about the shade 25 is that if I have any sort of blemishes, it's actually got a little bit of an orange tinge to it, and it helps with the color correcting, really. And then for underneath the eye, I just do 2 little dabs. I try to keep things as light as possible there to prevent any sort of major creasing. I am going to set the face today with this e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I really like this powder a lot. And lately, I have been taking a little bit of the powder on my ring finger, and anywhere where I have blemishes that I spot concealed, I'm kind of doing an insurance policy on them and tapping them with powder first. And so that when I go in with the brush, nothing lifts up. What I've noticed is that sometimes if I go straight away in with the brush and powder, it will move the concealer. And so then I'll remove some of that coverage just in the process of dusting the face, really. And I'm being as gentle as possible, but I think it just helps. And then I can go in lightly with some powder here and just dust it all over the face. Next, I'm gonna go in with this number 7 Lift and Illuminate. This is in shade light to medium. This is just a finishing powder. I'm just gonna lightly go over the face with that. And this is actually supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I love it. Next up for bronzer, I'm going to be using this Milani bronzing powder in shade 01 Sunlight. This is a silky matte. It's not as striking as some of my other bronzers. I use it when I'm having a kind of day where I just want a light sun-kissed look, where I don't necessarily want to contour with the really harsh lines. This is something I can really, really be generous with. Like, it doesn't really kick back the same way other products might. And it's also, for me, in my shade, it's something I can basically bathe in. And it's gonna be okay. And then for blush, I am still using this Physicians Formula Butter Blush in shade Saucy Mauve. This is my go-to. I've tried other blushes and nothing compares really. I mean, there have been a few other ones, obviously, that are very nice, but I always know this will never disappoint. It's such a beautiful glow on the skin. It gives such a nice glow, even though it's a blush. It has that nice sheen to it. So if you're not wearing a highlighter that day, you still get some really nice glow. Just a nice, healthy flush to the skin. It's gorgeous. I love it. At this point, because of all the mask wearing and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and give my face a spray with the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. I will do this again at the end of my makeup. I've just been doing it twice. I feel like it really locks it in. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but next up for eye primer, we're gonna go in with the Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit on my ring finger and tap it all over the lid. For hooded eyes, make sure to keep a small amount of eye primer, otherwise you can even get creasing with this product. So just a tiny, tiny bit, just enough to coat the lid. I'm gonna keep it really simple today for eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna use these little mini bite-size eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f. This one is in the shade Cream and Sugar. So it's got one lighter shade that I'll go over the lid with that is matte, and then this one is also matte, and then these two are shimmers right here in the middle. So it's got a little bit of everything in there. I'm just gonna go in with this all over shade and that all over the lid pretty much. Next, I'm going in with this darker shade right there, and I'm gonna be very, very ginger with it because I don't want it that deep. I just wanna add a little bit of dimension in the outer corner, but not necessarily true depth. Just, whew. So just with that little bit of product, I'm gonna try to blend that out as best I can. A fluffier brush to kind of spread it out there. That shade was super intense, but the fluffier brush was really able to kind of blend that out for us. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that same color and just get a little bit more color to blend out into this crease that I'm creating. For hooded eyes, it goes above the fold there. Every hooded eye is a little bit different, so you kind of have to play with it. That's what I've noticed, but for me, it's right up here. You're gonna look straight on, not with your eyes like flat like that or closed. You gotta look straight on with your eyelids open so that you can actually see where the shadow is gonna lie. And I'm doing something really light today, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna move on to the next eye. I know that's super light today, but that's okay. Keeping it simple. And I am gonna use this shade right here, but I'm just gonna go in with my finger, my ring finger, and I'm going to tap that onto my lid just in the center and then lightly dab it into the inner. So I'm gonna start in the center of the eye and move it towards the inner corner. I'm gonna do the same for the other eye. You could take a small brush. I'm using a small pencil brush. I'm also going to put this in my actual inner corner. And that's it. Super simple, little bite-sized eyeshadows. Love this little gal here. For eyeliner today, I'm just gonna use a brush like this. So just this little flat brush, and I'm gonna dab it into this deepest shade right here. Make sure I coat that brush. And I'm just going to tight line with it. I'm gonna run it across where my lashes are. So that is the difference with that little step. I always feel like that makes a really big impact. So even if you don't want to do a full-on winged liner, just this little step can really help define the eyes a little bit more. And that's it right there. Next step, I'm gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna get mascara on. Oh, hello. I am going in with the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. This is the waterproof one, and also I think it's the black brown hybrid. All right guys, so my camera stopped recording in the middle of that, so I got this one done. I'm gonna move on to the other eye here. I've been really enjoying this mascara, and it does not smudge at all. I've had other mascaras that say they're waterproof, and they definitely smudge after some time. I've worn this now for a few weeks, so I've definitely given it some love, and it's true. It does not budge, which is great. This is worth the hype, I believe. Next up, we are going to work on the brows, and I am going to be using LA Girl Brow Bestie. I really enjoy this product. It's like so low fuss. That's the best way I could describe it. It's got a spoolie on one end, and then I'll show you the tip here. It almost makes like a teardrop shape. You just twist it up, just like you would any pencil. And I'm sure you guys have seen that before. And for me, it's very, very simple. I just use the teardrop shape and I drag it across this way, and then I switch when I want to get more of a pointed angle to like the tip. And I'm not that picky with my brows. I just want them to look a little bit fuller, but I don't necessarily like draw in hairs or anything like that. Well, I try to keep it as natural as possible, so for me, just filling them in very quickly, that works. I'm gonna leave that as is right now. And then last but not least, we're going to do a lip product and then we'll be done. All right, so for the lips, I am going to use this Revlon Kiss Cushion Lip Tint. This is in the shade 200 Fancy Rose. I don't see anyone ever talking about this online, but I love this little thing. I picked it up when it was like on sale a few months back, so I don't know if this is like a really old product or what, but it was on sale, I think at Walgreens, and I think I paid like $2 for this. It was insane. And it's just so different than what I'm used to, right? So there's this little sponge tip, which normally I'm not a fan of. However, with this one, I don't mind it. You just give a little click. I don't know if you guys heard that, but you give a little click. Sometimes I don't even have to click because there might be product in there already if I've just used it. And then you just do that on the lips for a tint. Normally I don't use tint. It's not something, not that they're bad, it's just not something I gravitate towards. And I think I just got this because it was on sale and I loved it. Surprisingly, it's super moist, like it's hydrating, but that's the color right there. And when I'm thinking of simple, everyday, no fuss makeup, this definitely comes into mind. I love the color, I love the way it wears off, and it's just amazing. I love it. And I think more people need to talk about it because it's easy. Let's give it another little spritz. So that is the finished look. Everything Drugstore, everything I'm currently using. It's my current go-to kind of simple everyday makeup. I love it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun shooting it. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. All right guys, until next time.